Saludos para el cuartel del metal.
Buenos días, Cuartel del Metal. Estamos en Madrid con Jens Johansen y Timo Cotipelto de STRATOVARIUS. Y como andamos muy mal de tiempo, vamos a hacer solo unas breves preguntas de todas las que nos habéis mandado. No vamos a poder hacer las 48 ni solo 5, sino que vamos a coger las 2 que más likes han tenido. Y bueno, vamos a ello. Where come the idea of introduce electronic sounds in songs such as Nemesis, Halcyon Days or Stand My Ground?
Well, those songs are composed by our guitar player Matias Kupianen. So basically, I can't give you the one only answer. But I think, because he was the producer also of the album, so he wanted to have something new. And I think the new album is like Stratovarius in this year, like in the year 2013, without forgetting the legacy and all the Stratovarius melodies. So there's something new there. Also, the guitar sound is like much darker and heavier than in the past. And also, we have a new drummer, so he's playing differently. So there's a lot of new things. Not only that Jens is using like modern sounds there, but maybe Jens can explain the keyboard sounds better.
Well, I think it's like with any album that we do, as long as it's melodic and as long as it's like heavy sounding, for me it's okay. I'm pretty much up for anything. If anybody wants to try something new, and I think the stuff that Matthias wrote this time especially is like he had this in mind to have a little bit more modern keyboard stuff too. And of course I'm very happy to experiment with anything really. And I think also I actually just thought about this in the last interview, but of course because he mixed it and maybe he's a little bit more of a freak, maybe he kept more of my weird shit in there compared to Carmilla. Like I think it could be something like this as well. But for sure I think we all are willing to try a lot of things. I think it's actually good sign of health for a band that nobody's like super fighting to no, we have to sound like we did 10 years ago or something like that. Everybody's fairly open-minded, and I think once, of course with lots of discussions, because that's how we do things, but once we decided to record these songs, we figured, okay, we record them and we see what people think. So this is the phase we are in right now, getting some feedback, because I actually have no idea if the record is good or not. I know I like it, but it's now really up to the fans to say what they think. And if they like it, of course they will buy it and they will come to the gigs. And if not, then not. But I feel anyway good about it. It's like we are trying something new, and it's still very melodic. So I think it's good stuff.
With all that, you have answered my second question too. So, yeah. So, no, better. The second question now is going to be, tell me about the song Nemesis, that it has a singles profile, no? And how you make it, which is how it was the production of the song Nemesis?
Well, basically the production was probably the same like for all of the other songs. That song is also composed by Matthias, like quite many of the songs in the album. I wrote the lyrics, and basically they are just like modern twists of this myth of Nemesis. Basically, Nemesis was like in Greek mythology. She was an angel who, well, not only the revenge, but it's like bringing justice. So basically, bringing good for the good people and bad for the bad people. But then I wrote the lyrics about actually a preacher who goes around, and then there's people coming to see this preacher, and bad people will get something bad, and then good people will probably go to heaven or some other nice place, and Jens will go to strip club. Sorry, that was a joke. So anyways, so it's like it's not exactly, but it's not a theme album, It's all the songs are like separate, but of course they sound probably like because the same players are playing them, so it's like sounds a bit like theme album, but it's not.
Thanks. Now, what do you think about nowadays power metal? Do you think it's have a new golden age, or is this decreasing the quality and all that about modern power metal?
I need to ask you what bands you think are power metal nowadays, because I don't know so many old bands. I think it's only Halloween who used to play with us, and Gamma Ray from the middle of 90s. Sonata Arctica, they are not so much power metal anymore. They have changed a little bit. So
Well, in Spain we have here bands that mix power metal with classic heavy metal, such as Savage Messiah, such as In Vain, a Spanish band. And they are now mixing all power with very power metal vocalist, very power metal vocalist with a very hard influence in the drumming and in the guitar playing.
well, I haven't heard those bands,
Exactly.
so
It's a trend
that's
we haven't seen really. So.
sorry to say, but I haven't heard or seen those. I think
Sounds interesting though. Like,
power metal was like very popular in the end of 90s and early 2000, but then it went down to sleep a little bit, and now hopefully with this album power metal is back, but it's music trends come and go, but now it looks like it's slowly coming back. But unfortunately I never heard about those bands, so I can't really comment.
No matter. No. Well, to finally, which songs and bands had impressed you more in the last 5 years?
Well, there's this one old band that you probably know of. I bought the latest Van Halen album, and to me it was like, fuck, they can still play, because nowadays people are so used to listening to like these Pro Tools, music where everything's recorded to the maximum and fixed and so on. But then you hear this kind of a band where you can clearly see and hear that there's like a drummer, a bass player, and guitar player, and they're playing live in the studio. That was like the album to me, like what was like very, very nice and fresh to hear. But there's so many good bands actually.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can't think of something good. I mean, I listen to stuff that doesn't sound at all to any of these things. I listen a lot to Meshuggah. It's one of my favorite bands. So it's like it has nothing really in common with these things. And beyond that, of course I know what the Stradivarius sort of like the name of the band, what it implies. Of course, it should be melodic, it should be heavy music, and I think we are doing a fairly good job of integrating these two things and still moving on, I think. But I don't really know how it's gonna be received. And as far as other bands, I don't know. I just listen to Meshuggah and that's it.
Well, the last question is, my web is a Latin America web, from Latin America, and all the fans want to know when will you return there?
The plan right now is that we're gonna play in South America in May already. But I called our booking agent yesterday, but he didn't tell me yet which date. But we're gonna play in South America. It looks like in May, so in 4 months.
That's the plan.
Yeah, that's the plan.
And the last thing, you can say saludos para el cuartel del metal to the camera. Saludos para el cuartel del metal.
Maybe write down, it's easier. Our Spanish isn't that good. Saludos, I know. Cuartel del metal, okay. Saludos para el...
Maybe you just do it.
Okay.